We are live.
But are we?
It's alive!
I just got the notification on Google Chrome, so I'm going to close Chrome. There you go.
Sweet. Alright, so, quick recap of last session. You all made your way through the abandoned candy factory, playing like 2 of its many games. Understandably, and believe me, very understandably, choosing to forego quite a few of them.
I'm
like
not
Kiss
kissing
the
a
Mascot.
dead body.
And made your way to the last room where you faced a giant concoction, construct, really, is what you would call it, made of molten candy, who, amused by your impromptu beatbox session, gave you 2 free minutes to try and figure out its name before it then started attacking you. And you all took turns guessing. Managing to guess the name before pretty much anyone took too much damage. Whether it be, partially from you guys attempting and getting the correct answer quickly enough, and partly from him having horrible aim. But you managed to guess his name. He immediately stopped and gave you the information you sought to continue the next leg of the pilgrimage, which is the traveling across the Rapper Wastes in arriving at Mount Choco. He told you that the only way he knows of traversing the waste without getting lost forever is to harness the services of one of the worms of Saur. And he gave you a magical object, which looks like a... I believe the way I described it was 2 pyramids back to back of black glass, almost obsidian. And this magical item has the ability to encase within it suspended one living being in complete suspended animation, which means time nor hunger or things of that nature touches it while it is in there, and can be called forth at will. And with that, it sunk back into the pool of molten candy. And that is where we ended the session.
Wondering what death would be like.
With that, yes, insanity sunk back beneath the waves. It's really can't say it's waves. Not very many ripples in a pool like that.
It went back into its layer
The
of
sizzle?
molten candy.
The sizzle. And the ball is in your court, my friends.
Okay, well... I think we should get as many tokens as we possibly can while we're still here, and then continue forward.
All right.
Spend a few hours doing that. I can dig
Yes.
it because we did spend like 7. So, yeah, I'd be down for that.
Okay, sure. Then while there's no reason to take too much time with this, what if we do it this way? The trivia machine has broken down. However, Anna, you even mentioned something about maybe trying to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a card that could fix it.
Correct. All the other machines seem to be up and running. Why don't you guys let me know what machines you're looking at using? And then we can make this a very simplified
I don't think
aspect.
the drink one's running.
No, that is correct. The drink one is destroyed beyond repair. That is correct. Kid has annihilated it.
Actually, I wonder, could we potentially try and get the tokens back from these?
You could potentially try, of course. You do know they are made of the same material that the others are, which means, in game mechanics, these things are made of mega damage material to prevent tampering. But all fairness, you did see that Kid managed to tear into one of them, so you're welcome to attempt it.
It's just an idea, because we could just potentially grab our tokens back But then at the same time, it kind of shits on whoever comes after. Um,
We kind of already destroyed some of them.
some of them, yeah, kind of. You know what? I will personally not destroy a machine, but I will go back to the, give me the formula one, and
Okay.
and play around with that.
The one that
Alright.
shocks you?
Yeah.
Refresh me again. I know you have durability to electricity. Is it complete immunity or just?
Let me double check. Energy conversion. Blah 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 blah. However, SDC energy attacks, including fire and electricity, do half damage, impervious to the effects of the neuromace.
Got it. Okay, so half damage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this one we will actually need to play out because you would be the first one that really can feel it in any way, shape, or form. So, you would be required to take off your gloves and actually touch it with your skin.
That's fine.
All right. There is a camera that is keeping track of such things. And I think I did describe this. All the video games have like a camera system on them for taking shots of, not only for taking pictures of you, almost like if you go to an amusement park and you're riding a roller coaster, it takes that picture of you at the worst time. They sell things of that nature, or they did at one point in time, but also to ensure that you are abiding by the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it would, of course, much like it did with Anna, it would very sneaky, dastardly person would show up on the screen, very bad 8-bit graphics, and ask for the formula. And what we're going to do is, are you intending to? Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that because we don't know. So it gives you the first jolt, and everything I roll burn half. All right.
Okay.
All right, so it gives you the first jolt. You get 1 point of SDC damage. It tickles you a little bit. Yeah. And then it says, haha, do you like that? Give me the formula or I'll hit it again.
He's still going to hold on.
Okay, so half this, which is actually going to be 6.
Okay. He's still going to hold on.
And he goes, one more time then. And this one, like, that actually starts sparking a little bit. You can actually, like, smell ozone from the electricity from the short of the handle. Because, again, this machine was not designed to actually zap you. It is broken and malfunctioning, and you will take half of this. So 5. Another 5 SDC.
Okay.
At which point in time it says, I was my full power, and you still resist. Fine, I'll try someone else. And with that, the game says you win, and you hear ting 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 ting, a token drop down to the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna nab the token, and then I'm gonna spend the next 2 minutes using bioregeneration. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. So for the rest of it, since we don't really need to go step by step,
wild.
Yeah, like I said, which machines? Oh, here's a better one. Which machines are you guys going to avoid, not touch? Or are there any that you would like to try and deal with? There are, to refresh your memory, there's the get money from mom. There's the one that Isaac just did. There's the gumball one, and there's the kiss the mascot one.
If people want to do the trivia one, I can always fix it, or at least try to.
I
Sure,
could
give
try
that
and
a
fix
shot.
it too.
Yeah,
Or
see if we
help.
can fix it. See if we can get some good karma out of that one, and then
Yeah.
Xavier will give it a test drive.
Could
She
I
knows
help
2 of the
fix
3
this?
answers. Potentially, I might end up using Zapper stuff.
Oh. Okay. Well, I have
Well-
engineering skills, so.
Okay. for actual skills, I only have like basic electronics, and then I was going to try to do something Zapper. If that didn't work, then
Sure. You could always aid her if you'd like.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Sure. So tell you what, Isaac, make me a do you
General
have basic
mechanics?
electronics? Do you have anything electronics?
Yeah, basic electronics.
Let's do basic electronics.
Okay. I got... Whoa! Whoa! What?
You
No,
rolled
hold
worse
on.
than anyone in the history of
61 out
You
of
explode.
94. I
You
clicked the wrong
died.
button. I clicked the
dead.
D1 hunting
Okay,
macro, not
got
the
it.
skill roll macro. My
No,
bad.
I get it. I'm with you. So you succeeded. Anna, with Isaac kind of looking over your shoulder and kind of pointing out, oh, see, that one looks, badly damaged. Maybe we should focus on that. Go ahead and roll me a general electronics or basic electronics and make it easier by 15.
so minus 15 in the thing.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
That succeeds by 45.
Okay. You managed without too much effort to get it up and running again. It was a simple short on the motherboard, a little bit of heat applied through your abilities, and the soldering of the motherboard was able to kind of reconnect, allowing the machine to turn back on.
Coco?
So you already know 2 of the answers. So that means that every time you play the game, you could get 2 tokens. I'm just going to go ahead and since like I said, you already know the 2 answers, you actually can play the game another 3 times, getting a total of 6 tokens from there before the game says, please refill, and just has that pouncing on the screen.
Okay.
So 6 tokens total from that machine.
Okay.
Is anyone
And
keeping
my
track of that?
1. So we have our 7 back. We have the
wanna
amount that we
continue
had
it up?
before.
Well, Xavier will disclose, albeit begrudgingly, that the information that he got that these tokens were valuable, and the fact that we want as many as we can before we reach the final challenge.
To let you know, he said before you reach the final room of the factory.
Oh, what? Oh, then never mind. Fuck it. Fuck these stupid tokens. Let's go.
Okay.
I fix a machine out of sheer determination.
We can still sell them though. So yeah, let's just head
Xavier
out.
gets a sheepish smile. I don't know if they're actually worth anything. That was a lie.
Okay, we will find somebody that these are
You'll-
useful for.
I'll
We-
find somebody. Sure.
Yeah. You know what?
Get them one of them.
We could advertise it as an easy way to get past the first trial. Bam. Done. Get a few tickets out of it.
Good point.
Sorry, I just realized what you were implying. You guys are going to set up a pilgrimage racketeering.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so you want an easy time?
Hey, you want-
Here.
That
wanna get to
happened in the
Dio?
medieval era, essentially.
That's awesome. All right,
Hey, so you're interested in going on the pilgrimage? Hey, how about this? Give a 50,000 and we'll give you this.
you can find your way out of the factory easily enough. You can either go out the way you came, or you can continue on past the molten candy room. There's a small hallway that would leave out the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Either option is certainly available to you.
Well, I say we should go the intended way.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. You would exit the building, and you would see, as you exit the building, the factory is up on built upon the precipice of a cliff. It was a little difficult to see this as you were approaching it because the factory itself is so wide and so large. As I explained, this is almost almost the size of a small town in and of itself. You explored a very small fraction of the candy factory.
Mhm.
But as you exit the backside, you see that it's actually built upon a rather high cliff, and spread out below you, starting at the base of the cliff, are the wrapper wastes. And as you look out above the cliff to the Rapper Wastes, this is basically what greets you. Dunes, literal dunes of what look like empty candy wrappers stretch out as far as the eye can see. You don't see any plants, you don't see any buildings, any structures, any settlements, anything. As far as the horizon goes, you see what is an inevitable desert of wrappers.
Xavier looks around the multicolored desert as he says, "There's got to be an easy way to get past this." And his eyes will like slowly shift towards Lucas.
Oh, gosh, it seems really far for me to run all that, and I don't think I can carry all of you.
You know what we need? Candy. You got some candy on you?
Why? Why? So we can throw the wrappers and add to this fucking waste?
I don't know. I just felt like candy.
Xavier will roll his eyes. Can we...
I believe the large monster thing that we encountered back in the factory did give us something to help us through this. Some sort of being of some kind to capture, to navigate the whatever the flip this is.
We have to
Rapper sand.
We have to get a worm of Saur. However it's
okay.
named.
So how do we get one of those?
How are we supposed to
Xavier
lure it?
Cyber 6 will kind of take off his sombrero as he kind of shades his eyes and stares off the distance. He said, and he'll go, well, that thing, Insanity was his name. He said that they love the fish that can be found in the lakes of the Rapper Waste, which I suppose implies that there's lakes out there somewhere.
What? Do you see... Xavier will calm down.
Cyber 6 shrugs.
So in order to prevent us from wandering around in the desert, we have to wander around in the desert looking for a lake.
Something
Cyber
like
6
that.
will put the sombrero back on his head and say, well, he is starting to live up to his name, I suppose.
Insanity.
Oh, that.
Yes,
Maybe
Anna.
it's not.
Shush you.
Yeah.
It looked cool in my head.
Lol.
I'm sorry. I'm imagining that picture of the
No,
dude
it's
that
true,
like
it's
has
like-
his hand over his eyes and he's wearing his hat backwards, his sunglasses on his shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're absolutely...
Took off the thing that was used to block the sun out of his eyes.
Not to mention,
Right.
he's a robot. Why does he
it
need to
looked-
block it?
Claire?
It looked neat in my head.
I suggest we kill Cyber 6 and fashion his body into some sort of vehicle.
What about some sort of canoe?
Oh, man.
He's got motor parts in it. We can make him at least a car.
You know what? I have an idea.
Okay. I'm all ears.
There is somebody who has a vehicle with us. But I'm pretty sure she can only take one person. Have her scout. Hart has power armor, which can turn into a motorcycle.
Yes, Hart says. Unfortunately, I can't even take one person unless you want to try and hang on to the side or something.
No,
Hold up a second. That's not a bad idea, Lucas, but I think we just have the wrong person in mind. Sorry, Isaac. And Xavier will look to Lucas and he says, I've seen you bounce on that stupid ball, and you've been able to go through all sorts of weird shit. Why don't you scout out for some lake for us and come back in, like, I don't know, an hour or less.
Yeah.
Tell us what you see.
find water.
We'll get something to eat. Find water. No, Xavier says, find a lake. A lake doesn't necessarily mean water. Xavier kind of gives a bit of a grin. On Xylos 4, there are lakes of acid. After all, a lake is just a place that contains some sort of liquid, right? So it could be a fucking candy lake, Xavier says as he gestures angrily. Or it could be, knowing that guy who said this, it's probably some weird fucking riddle where, like, the fish is inside of ourselves or some bullshit.
Wait.
Gummy, aren't they?
If the fish was inside of ourselves, we would be eaten alive as we speak by these sour gummy worms.
They're metaphorical fish, Xavier says. Anyways, what do
Are
you
they
think?
metaphorical worms?
Lucas, are you cool with scouting things out?
Lucas gives a small chuckle. No.
Why?
Oh.
As impressive as that large ball is, it might last, 5 minutes?
Well, let's go out, scout out for 5 minutes. How far can you go in that thing? You can go pretty fast, right?
Pretty fast, yeah.
Then
And
go
then
as
walk
fast as you
back?
can for 5 minutes, and then cast it again, or do whatever the hell you do, summon it again, and then come back for 5 minutes. So it'll be a 10-minute scout.
Okay.
Xavier gives a charming smile. I mean, it's
there
what Backsmack would do. I
Is
think.
there any golf carts back at the factory? Or vehicles?
Nothing you saw. However, like I said, you only went through a very small part of the factory.
Wait a second, Xavier says. Wait a damn second. He's gonna get on his comms. Who's back at the ship?
Indigo
Sarah.
and Sarah.
He's gonna try to get Indigo or Sarah on the horn.
You get a you have to try a few times,
Uh-huh.
but eventually you'll hear a click and
I
you'll
thought
hear
Sarah was
Sarah's.
back at Zebron.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Sarah
Uh,
didn't stay on the ship. She stayed
was-
at Zebron to take her exam.
it
It
was,
was Indigo and Levine.
Levine. There you go.
Levine.
Yeah, Levine. I knew
That's
there were
right.
two.
We came
Sorry.
across with Levine. Yes.
You'll hear a click and then you'll hear Indigo's voice and say, "Flying Pegasus ship thing."
It's called the Second Chance, and it is glorious. Xavier says.
Ah,
Now.
Xavier.
Yes. Indigo. Answer me this, and if you will. Sorry. First. Sorry. Politeness. How are you?
Oh, a bit bored, but it's Levine's doing a little better, so that's
Good.
good.
I'm glad Levine's doing better, and I might have a cure for that boredom. Xavier says with a cocky smile. You are a Corsair, or I guess former Corsair now, huh? Regardless, you know how to fly ships, right?
Okay, first of all, ow, sensitive topic.
Sorry.
Second, I can fly small fighter ships.
Okie dokie. So, what I need you to do, Xavier says, is head over to the cockpit, and I'm going to guide you to our location. As he looks up at the blazing sun.
Right.
I'm going to pilot the ship by proxy, and you are going to be my proxy. Since you know the general idea of a ship, like a fighter craft, it won't be completely alien to you. So we'll give this a shot. We just need a lift, Xavier says. We definitely need a lift.
Right. Okay. Is this like a life or death situation here?
More like poor or wealth, but more importantly, it's more of a you not being bored situation.
No, I get that. And while it sounds interesting,
Well, we're stuck in the desert and we need assistance.
right?
frankly.
No, that's why I'm asking because there's
Yeah.
signs everywhere saying that vehicles are not, or ships are not allowed beyond this station, and I quite honestly don't know what they'd do to me if I tried to fly down there.
What are we gonna do? Throw a candy at us? Xavier says. Wait, where are these signs posted?
They're actually on the station. That's why you had to park at the space station in the first place.
Xavier ponders for a moment. I want to use a lore check.
Sure. I'm going
Okay,
to.
no, well, let me tell you what kind of skill I want to use first.
Mhm.
Because I know we're not in there, but let me just open things up so I look at this properly. Okay. Open PDF. Thank you. Now, I would like to use my law CCW. Now, I understand that we are far away in both distance and time from the CCW, right?
Right.
But there's still laws in regards to security protocols when it comes to, we'll say, restricted airspace, right? And
Right.
so I was wondering if I could use just my lost CCW as a base, as a fundamental base for what's the worst thing that could happen. Because I've come down on the station. I've looked around, the actual station. I've looked around the area. I saw the plane on the way down. What kind of defenses does it really have? What will it send after us? Like a couple of fighter craft? Or are we talking about some bigger ships? Security, all that good stuff.
Got it. I don't think that's unreasonable, especially since
I mean, I'll
as
take a
big
heavy
as-
penalty.
as big as the CCW is, there would have been other worlds that were basically amusement park worlds, and they would have had. I'm sure at some point Xavier may have been to one of them.
Sure, or at
and
least heard many a story about them.
Sure. I would give it a fairly hefty penalty.
Sure.
I'll probably make it harder by 20 because you're in a
Okay.
completely different dimension.
So
But-
I'm at 20.
okay.
1d100 plus 20. And I got a 58, which is still a success by, the skill's at 85. So
27.
7, yeah.
Got it. All right, so here's what you would know, and from what you've seen when you were on the station, the way
Yeah.
things were set up, it
Uh-huh.
does seem pretty. I mean, you have no reason to believe that they don't handle things fairly the same way you're used to. And what you know about security in the CCW is they would attempt to disable the craft first, especially while it's still in orbit, with either fighter craft sent out, or the fancier ones would have defense satellites posted around the planet. They would do their best to disable its engines before it enters the orbit or the atmosphere of the planet. The only time it gets a little hairy is if it manages to get past those defenses. Then they might start trying to vaporize, only because if they disabled it and then it gets to the planet, it might fall on someone or something.
There's a long pause. We'll call you if it's a really big emergency. And you'll hang up the call.
You're like, wait, save it, click.
She can call back if she. Xavier is perturbed. Stupid amusement park defenses, and they'll probably kick us out.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that'll happen. They'll kick us out.
You rolled really well. You know, in the CCW at least, amusement parks are actually have decent security. Now, keep in mind, again, this is when they are not in a post-apocalyptic state, but they have a fairly high sense of security because anyone who wants to commit some form of terrorist act can make a very loud and shocking message by hitting such a world, which is usually full of children and families and vacation people.
But this is post-apocalyptic. Who's going to go on a
Correct.
vacation in the apocalypse?
No, agree.
But
And
still be
you
there.
know this. Any security features that are on this planet were from like 300 years ago.
So by proxy, those signs are 300 years old too.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier will get back on the comm and he'll say, "Hi, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Lucas was telling a joke and I couldn't hear you." Xavier lies.
Roll me a trust check, please.
It's not oh yeah, I guess it is invoke trust and intimidation. Yeah, okay. At least you're not calling it a convince check anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Good for you. I succeed by 20.
Okay, she goes, "Oh, well, sure. Do you still need me to do this, or what? I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds kind of fun, but never tried it before."
This is what we're going to do, Xavier says. It's an old trick. We're just going to test their defenses. You know how someone says, keep off the grass, and when you step on the grass by accident, they don't shoot you, they just give you a warning?
Right.
We're going to see if any warnings are into effect. And then I would like to use my electronic countermeasure skill to kind of guide her and let her know what kind of electronic surveillance might be on that station and what she might be able to do to circumvent it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know, they'll probably have cameras at, you know, this entry port, this entry port, this entry port. But if you go through this way, you might avoid that particular one. Or, you know, their radio bands might be really old. So if you have any communications chatter, you might want to switch it to a new encryption or something like that. You know,
Right.
technobabble shit like that.
Sure. Go ahead and roll the skill. No penalties for this one
All right.
because you actually went through the station and were able to get a good
Check
view
things
of it.
out.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah,
Okay.
I'm skilled like crazy. It's a 45 and I got 33.
You know for a fact that on the station itself, you saw several cameras.
Uh-huh.
None of them were in working order. Not the ones you saw.
Excellent. So Xavier says, first just try to get out of the station and move towards the orbit and see what happens. And let me know. And that way, if you get a warning, you can just go back and no harm, no foul.
Right. Okay. Levine, strap into something.
And now Xavier is going to guide her. First
So
you want to do is push the green button. Then you want to push the blue button. Then you want to grab my joystick. I mean, the joystick.
guiding her will certainly help.
Yeah.
It's still an unskilled check, but
Sure.
it will be an unskilled check with a bonus.
It's like a pilot teaching someone how to land the craft.
I would like you to roll me a piloting check under the idea of how quick is Xavier able to react and explain things. Like if she goes,
Yes.
"Oh, well, what does this button mean?" You know, there's a light flashing. How quickly and how well is Xavier able to?
Yeah. In tune with what the hell she's talking about. Okay. So just roll me a straight D100?
Yeah, no penalties or anything. This is just going to determine kind of how much of a bonus she gets to this.
Yeah, 64.
And what's your skill level?
Oh, my piloting skill?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, sweet. Let me check. Pilot small safecraft is at a 92. So I succeed by 28.
28. Okay. So that would be, hang on. Yeah, it's close enough. So she's going to make an unskilled check with a bonus of 15.
Yay! Yay for rounding up.
Which basically means she has to get under a 35.
Okay.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
So everything seems to be going well when it comes to takeoff. You guide her correctly.
That's good.
She's guiding out of the station, and then you hear through the intercoms. Oh god. Okay. So I'm in the hangar entrance. I was moving forward with the 15% thrust you suggested. I may not have cleared it all the way, and the 15% thrust has stopped. Should I give it more juice? Or...
No. Now I want you to use reverse thrust and get off of the fucking hangar roof. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me explain it to you again. Should I roll again?
No. You rolled really well. Well, actually, go ahead. Okay, I'll give it up to you. You rolled well last time. We can keep that bonus, or you can try for a better/worse one.
No. I'm gonna be conservative on this one. I'm fine. I'll let her roll again.
Okay, and she'll say when you say that, she'll just quietly say, "Xavier,
yes,
I could kill you."
You could, but you're up there and I'm down here. I could kill you too, but let's have some trust.
There's a small pause. Fair enough point.
And ironically, you couldn't kill me unless I guided you towards me. So
she makes another check.
God damn it! Forget it. Can I just focus on teaching her just to get back and land the fucking craft?
Yes.
Okay. No, but you should let the consequence of a roll happen first.
I know. So she hits the reverse thrusters. But you can hear from your vantage point, and your
that's more than 15%.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows the second chance like you do. She kind of gunned the thrusters. Way more than 15% to back out, and you hear a crack, and she goes, okay.
We're gonna just focus on bringing you back.
So,
we're
good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Fucking the bad news.
I'm detecting a small hull breach.
Okay.
But good news,
Uh-huh.
I'm free and back in the hangar, so there's no vacuum.
Okay, so here's the deal. You're gonna stay in the hangar and you're gonna fix that fucking hole, and we're gonna just get out of this desert on our own. Sound good?
I think that's an excellent plan.
What hole are you talking about?
Nothing. Xavier says, Xavier out. and he hangs up the comms.
Xavier, you can't.
I thought you were gonna
You
help
can't.
her.
You can't tell me Xavier out when you're standing right next to me. What the hell just happened?
Xavier looks at Isaac and he says, Xavier control, we have a problem. The problem is we're in the desert. Listen. Xavier will look over to Isaac. We can talk about who's who and who's where and who breached the hull with what plan, but that's not going to get us out of here. Let's figure out how to find the lake. I just don't want to start wandering around because I'm going to die.
You hear a loud screech from Heart's power armor. What?
Yeah, exactly. This is why. Oh god.
There was a minor hull breach. It'll be fixed by the time we get up there.
Does she know how to fix it?
What?
Do we know if she knows how to fix it?
So
No.
actually, for the next 15 minutes or so, Heart's you're going to hear through the comms. Heart's going to be on the radio talking to Indigo and how bad is it? Oh my god! All right, you take this kit and right now, Indigo, she's actually almost yelling at Indigo, to start repairing the hole.
Xavier ponders and wonders if he can tell Hart that the ship has been in much worse situations, like back on our original trip to fucking Cyrene. But he decides not to.
Yeah.
All right, so plan A, there's a few holes in it.
I suggest we go and see if we can try and find something at the factory.
I agree. At least there's shade there, and we can come up with a plan outside of this sun, because I can see it's bothering Cyber 6's eyes.
Cyber 6 has put his sombrero back on.
Good for him.
Sure. Why don't we just make this simple? Someone who would like to investigate for vehicles, just roll me a D100. Unless, of course, you'd like to make an argument for a skill that might help you find said vehicle.
Pilot van, because I know what van looks like.
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing.
Okay, I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
No, but here's a real one. Detect concealment. Because concealment... No, wait, that's camouflage. No, concealment... Oh, fuck. If there's one thing about Rifts is I wish they really made it clear what their fucking skills were with concealment and shit. So give me a second while I look that up.
Sure.
And go ahead.
I have an idea, but
What?
I'm not sure. Streetwise, to figure out where people usually park their cars.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yes.
And where parking garages would be.
I would let you do that with a penalty for a couple of reasons. No, namely, Streetwise is not just the layout of a city, but it's also talking to people and getting information from them. There are no people here. However, yeah, I'd let you roll at a penalty for that. So roll your Streetwise at a -20 penalty.
No.
Okay, then.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, by one.
That's not horrible. Xavier, you were going to say something?
Well, I know my skill now.
Mm-hmm.
May I speak? I didn't want to interrupt what you have going on.
Yeah.
I'd like you to because you this might help.
Okay. Well, see, so it is what my intuition said. Detect concealment is a skill which enables the individual to spot and recognize camouflage, concealed structures / buildings and vehicles, as well as be able to construct unobtrusive shelters, use camouflage.
And we
so
could
if
even
there's something
say
hidden in the environment, I might be able to, even an old vehicle, I might be able to see it. Oh,
maybe underneath a bunch of candy wrappers.
Yes, exactly. Or in the facility or around the facility.
Something like that.
May I roll?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No penalty. I can't imagine there being.
Good.
I mean, that seems pretty spot on as to what you would
All right, so I got 80% chance. This is one of my first skills I ever took, and I've used it like this is the second time. All right, roll, Inferno, roll, you sloot. Oh, 14 out of 85. I succeed by 66.
Okay. So you guys not in the factory, but around the factory. You get to a what looks like kind of like a garage of sorts. And within the garage you do find give me a second. I'm trying to find an accurate representation here. It's a golf cart. It's one of those long golf carts, like extended for. It's a golf cart that's got about 10 rows of seats on it.
Neat. So like a Willy Wonka.
Exactly, like a Willy Wonka thing. This is probably the. Oh yeah, here we go. This is kind of close to what you find. It is the size of a golf cart. It is, however, instead of it being an actual golf cart, it is a hover vehicle. There are no tires on it. And it looks something a bit like this. I'll throw it into the 3 Galaxies chat in Discord.
Neat.
Looks something like that. Very colorful spaces for people to sit down. It's very old and in disrepair, however, as it has not been started in probably well over a couple centuries now. But it doesn't look like it has any real physical damage to it beyond just entropy.
I got luck.
I would like to do
Oh,
something.
Do it.
Whoa, Burn, this is a pen and paper game. We don't like that kind of stuff here.
I would like to use the psychic power telemechanics.
Oh my god.
Okay. There's no roll to that. You just spin the ISP. So spin the ISP, sir.
And I know specifically what is it's essentially a what do you call it? Psychic diagnosis for machines.
Correct. So you diagnose the machine. And very quickly you find out the battery is drained. It's an electronic vehicle. The battery has been drained for quite some time. The many of the connectors, like spark plugs and things like that, have rusted over. However, you very quickly find that while it wouldn't turn on right now if you tried it, a few hours of work, you have what you need to get this thing going. Most of it's just cleaning off rust so that connections can touch properly and finding a way to recharge it.
Well, we have a way to recharge it.
Correct. Also, your telemechanics would let you know that the battery life is meant to run for 6 hours on a charge. And its max speed is about 35 miles an hour.
Okay. Sounds good. So I think we should spend the time and fix this. And then have Anna recharge the battery.
Yep, going through stuff right now.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, so you guys begin working on that. While they're doing that, Elisa would ask if anyone received any sort of damage during the fight, if their armor has been damaged in any way.
Oh, armor? Not really. My helmet's been damaged for quite a while.
Oh, how so?
It took a couple of shots, I think, or a couple of scratches when we were fighting the vampires way back on Center. Second time we were there.
Well, if you don't mind giving it to me, I can see about mending it while you're doing that. I'm not very good with machines, but this I could repair. I could do more if we were near a ley line, but I can repair some. I just feel like I should do something.
That would be extremely helpful, because trying to find somebody to repair this helmet is really difficult in this time, and he's going to take off his helmet and hand it over.
She would take your helmet and sit down in a corner somewhere and begin casting a spell. And for anyone that sees what she's doing over the period of several minutes, the armor seems to be repairing itself.
Nice.
Give me a second.
Getting drunk.
Okay.
Sure. How much damage? In game terms, how much damage was done to it?
10.
10 MDC to the helmet.
Mhm.
All right. Give me a second here. I gotta figure out exactly how much she has left. Okay. Oh, okay. So she has. She is able to repair. Over the course of the next few hours, she's able to repair 8 MDC to the helmet.
Sounds good.
At which point, she hands it back to you, a little breathless, and she says, "I apologize. I was not able to fully repair it, but it is much more stable now."
Oh, thank you. Are you going to be all right?
Yes, just a little tired. Rest is all I need. If we were near a ley line, I could draw power from it and fully fix it, but I don't sense one here for, quite some miles that direction, perhaps. And she throws a hand off towards the west.
Yeah.
Listen, Xavier says, I don't know much about magic, but that fucking insanity candy molten monster, it seemed to be made out of magic, didn't it?
I have to imagine so. I've never met a non-magical creature that could survive in such a place.
So maybe could you harness that energy of his big fucking pit bed thing?
If he was willing to give me said energy, perhaps, but
Hmm.
unless we are in dire straits, I don't think I would be willing to ask him.
It'll be fine.
I see.
That magic comes back after some rest, right?
Yes, just some rest is all I require.
Okay.
Plus, we're
Okay.
going to need to spend a couple of hours repairing this anyways.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so repairing it wouldn't take more than say about 4 hours of work of cleaning things up, getting the corrosion off. Anna, do you know how you plan to charge said battery?
Oh.
Your brain.
Jolt? Neurotouch jolt? The
Um,
victim receives a
hold
sudden
on.
jolt as if struck by electrical charge.
I could have sworn that you
Or this-
literally have an ability for that.
I have something that can turn things on that I'm aware of. I can go through everything again. I got distracted.
The jolt would still have an effect, but let's see if you have an ability that's actually designed for this. Otherwise, you can try jolt because a battery is designed to take a charge. I mean, it'd be like jump starting it, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's absorbing. That's static electricity.
Oh, right, it's absorption, not actually.
Oh,
put
that's
into
what you were
it.
thinking of.
Oh.
I thought you were thinking of manipulate, but I think you need to have power before you can manipulate it.
Yeah.
So, just to, if you're still looking up things, I'll put a bit of a description there. Noticing that there's a bit of downtime, Lucas is going to put on some earbuds and going to be attaching it to this thing that looks like a Walkman, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to be like tapping his foot and snapping his finger during the time.
Which, letting you know, no music there.
I know.
Just making sure.
Yeah, I think Jolt is the best. If you
Probably
guys
not.
didn't need Anna, she probably would have been meditating for 2 hours while you were fixing it too.
Sounds good.
Okay. Jolt, does it tell you like the damage it does, or
Yes, it does. 1d4
MDC or SDC?
SDC, because it's meant to just be a warning.
Okay. I am afraid that is probably, looking at this realistically, enough electricity to jolt someone is probably not going to start a car.
Probably not.
Actually, I just thought of some. Wait, no, that turns off vehicles. If I do that.
Like
I
if you think about how much power runs through jumper cables to turn on a car, that could seriously damage or kill someone if they touched it.
Xavier will suggest, I got some Eclipse. Can you convert the energy out of them and put it in that battery?
I can absorb it. I don't think I can put it in that way.
Well, Hart, can you jerry-rig something? Can you hook a couple wires together to the E-clip in the battery and have it trace,
I
drip
think
the
so.
energy from... Yeah, okay.
I think I could.
Excellent.
Yeah, and like Hart will start like digging through items in the garage.
Okay.
Let's see.
Xavier will recline on the third set of chair seats.
The only thing I
meantime.
can think of is because electricity aura also gives off SDC, and that's controlled. But at the same time, it has a thing where it's like, if you roll below this, it just shorts out the device,
Mhm.
and that would be 66 SDC.
Hart says so. Hart is able to put something together. However, with the materials she finds, she complains that she's not able to make it the way she envisions it. The E-clip can be used to charge the battery. Unfortunately, there's a bit of bleed off, which means it's not a 100% charge ratio, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
She can basically get it to where about one E-clip should be able to give this thing... It has a total charge of about 6 hours. One E-clip could probably get this thing a charge of about 4 hours.
Okay, I'll give one of my Eclipse for that. And I got... How many more else do I have here? Let me check here. I don't shoot my gun all that often, so I'm okay.
I've got
the
two
best thing
extra
about Eclipse is
Eclipse.
that they can be recharged. Huh?
I got 2 extra Eclipse that I can toss on the pile.
You keep your Eclipse, because if we have to fight something, I'd rather you have ammo than I have ammo.
I
Fair enough.
have 2 Eclipse. I can give one, since I don't usually end up using my rifle much anyways. And then I can always just turn to my mace and start hitting things with it instead, if we need it in the
How
PC.
about, the nice thing is that we have a bunch of Eclipse, so we can use it to continue to recharge this battery as we continue to drive.
Lucas is just like, wait, I got Eclipse and pull out 3.
What? Have you ever used those?
No.
God
You-
dang.
Well, we'll use them at 4-hour bursts, things at a time. So we'll uncharge. We'll use the charge of one of Lucas's fucking Eclipse for the first 4 hours. We'll all get in and we'll have a wonderful time. Now, who's gonna pilot this thing? I might have the best chance at it.
I can't.
Because I know how to pilot a land vehicle
Yeah, hovercraft actually.
and van.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a hover?
It's a
Vehicle?
hovercraft.
Yeah, it's a
a
hover
hover
van.
vehicle.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
god! I can do that. I can pilot hovercraft really fucking well, like
So,
98% well.
Squee, if you're confused as I was when I found this, just go under my modern weapons and check the second weapon.
But why though?
I don't know. I just have it.
The second you start doing that, I'm just like double taking a look at your
You
character
know what?
sheet.
He probably got it during fucking character generation, and it's been there ever
Yeah,
since.
that's exactly what happened.
And you've been trucking around this weapon in 3 Eclipse.
No, the weapon is not there, but he'd probably keep around the Eclipse for no reason.
Oh, wait, Eclipse. I got Eclipse. Ever used them? Nope. God damn it. All
He probably
right.
has a dusty freaking laser rifle in his room.
So it takes about 30 minutes or so to get the charge from the E-clip to the battery with Hart's little... And the device, I say device, really it looks like a magnet with a bunch of wires wrapped around it attached to the battery into the outlet of the E-clip.
Magnets, how they work.
And it takes about 30 minutes, and after that 30 minutes, you press the little button, and it sputters a little bit, and then turns on and lifts up off the ground a few feet.
Ooh.
Cool.
Sweet. Well, everyone get in. Keep your arms and hands inside the vehicle. Try to make sure all small children, as he looks over to Lucas, stay within the vehicle while it's moving. Please
Not
do
kid.
not touch the candy. Do not, no, kids Kid's a murderous adult. Lucas is more of a child than any of us right
Also, who the hell is going to hold Kid?
now. Oh my god. Only
No.
Kid holds you. You do not
Yes,
hold
exactly.
Cyber 6 will take this role if no one else wants it.
and enjoy your stay as I drive us someplace as we look for a fucking lake. So please keep your eyes open.
Ah, yes, of course.
I will be on the lake or on the lookout for
On the lake out.
a giant body of liquid that could or could
As
not be
fish.
colored blue. He's likely looking for other colors like red or yellow or orange. Knowing this place,
It's gonna be Coca-Cola.
I'm guessing
Well, you
Kool-Aid. I'm guessing
You guys
Kool-Aid.
you guys know, because you were told by the people in the town, all the water on this planet has been genetically engineered to look and taste like pink lemonade.
Okay,
Right.
pink lemonade. Right. So pink water.
I'll look for pink water or anything that looks like one solid color in this mess of things.
All right. So Xavier, at the first, I am going to need a piloting check. No penalties to it or anything, but as you approach the Rapper Waste, of course, the first goal is to get down the cliff face, and there is a trail similar to like the Donkey Trail at the Grand Canyon. So it's not difficult. The Mule Trail.
Mules.
Sorry. The Mule Trail. It's not incredibly difficult for one of your nature, but there is no guardrail or anything to note on the side. So if you could just give me a quick piloting check for hovercraft.
Okay. I succeed.
More than
48.
fine. The turns aren't very sharp or anything, and you're more than capable of, especially given that its top speed is an impressive 35 miles an hour.
That's not bad.
No, not well. I mean, it's just compared to the vehicles you're used to, it's fairly slow, but it's not bad. It's a lot faster than walking or running. You get down the face of the cliff and you get to the Rapper Waste proper, which, as you get to it closer, it is exactly what you assumed it to be. It is what has to be trillions upon trillions of empty wrappers of all kinds of candy. The hover jets managed to keep you aloft above the sea of wrappers, blowing wrappers every which direction. And you do have to deal with the annoyance of the hover jets basically making a small whirlwind of wrappers as you travel along this route. People are constantly kind of slapped in the face with little wrappers here and there. It's an annoyance, but not much of one because you're wearing your body armor. So it's like it almost sounds like it's raining because the wrappers are continuously hitting your armor. What direction are you guys heading? So to give you an idea,
Search pattern.
An idea. If you're looking at this picture as if you were on the cliff for the back of the factory, this way you're facing is west, north, east is behind you, south is that way. So you're just doing kind of a search pattern type of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
like your standard search pattern.
All right.
Like what a submarine would do. That's my intention, at least.
Anyone, because it's not a real skill involved in this. Just roll me a D100, please.
Someone else. I've been rolling a ton of dice. Someone else.
I'll roll. I'm gonna do it. Blam. 41.
Okay. About 3 hours into your trip, your search pattern has taken you where the factory is still in view off in the distance, but it's clear that you're some miles from it. You start kind of going in between the dunes, looking in the crevices, because I think it's fair to say that most of you would start to figure out if you can't see it from the top, then it has to be in a crevice or a valley somewhere. And it's a lake, so it would find low ground. About 3 hours into your journey, you do come across, believe it or not, a very sizable river system that flows through the low corners of the Rapper Waste. And it starts off as a stream that's probably no more than a foot or two wide, but it's fairly fast flowing. And if you follow it, you can spend about another 40 minutes, so about 3 hours and 40 minutes into the charge of the battery. You get to where the river system widens into a bigger river and then empties into a lake that is probably a good half a mile across. It's
Nice.
a fairly large lake.
Okay. Do we see any fish?
Well, then I'll like to find out.
Unfortunately, pink is not a very translucent color.
True, but
Neither
If
is
they
blue
look-
Squee, and that's
if
what
they-
water is.
yeah,
Water
if they,
actually, water is normally clear.
I will
Listen.
definitely say it's blue Squee.
Color has nothing to do with transparency.
Yes, I know. Unfortunately, no. The
Okay.
water. Well,
because I just had a
Actually-
thought. I just had a thought of what these fish could be, and if they are, god dang it.
actually, no. Okay, here's the thing. If I am being as true to physics as I can be, if this is a water system that actually evaporates and rains, then it should have the same consistency of water. So therefore, it would be fairly translucent. Not Caribbean translucent by any means, but you can see probably a good 7 or 8 feet down.
So a murky swamp, you say?
Not murky
Okay,
swamp, more like
then- Then I will ask Squee, do we see really large, really red fish that have the word Swedish on the side?
no.
No?
You don't see anything
Okay.
like that.
Got it.
Well, I
Why-
will park the vehicle close by the shore of this lake, and we'll investigate from there. I reckon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a good idea.
From the shore, you can see that this lake has life inside it. You can see from the shore several small fish, probably about the size of your hand. Believe it or not, they look very similar to normal fish. The only difference that you could say is that they look like rainbow trout that really concentrated on that rainbow sheen part. They aren't rainbow colored by any means. They seem to be a silver color, but when you see them like kind of flash through the water, when the light catches them right, you can see a rainbow sheen to the scales. But these ones are about the size of your hand.
I
Okay.
see. Well, now we just have to catch them, Xavier says aloud. Maybe now it's at the well part.
Cyber Six kind of stretches and goes, "Does anyone here know how to fish?"
Nope.
Narp.
Lucas looks around and goes, not really. But I could try to strangle one with a cord from behind.
That okay, Lucas. If you want, I have another suggestion. Anna,
Yes,
this lake, this is water.
I realize.
You want to
You
like?
want me to kill an entire ecosystem so we can see if there's fish?
Oh, we know there's fish. That's what
We know there's
I'm
fish.
assuming we want you to kill.
Yeah.
But there's no need for that, I don't think. And also, is it really an ecosystem? Xavier gestures around to the wrapper wastes around them.
It's a candy ecosystem.
Oh God, just go away. Just gonna walk away.
That's you going away.
Yup.
Lucas is gonna go up to Cyber Six. She got a wire, like a good garrote cord.
Sure. Cyber Six says, like, opening up a small flap on his leg, he pulls out a wire. He's like, but it's connected to me, so that might be difficult for you. Not
long
saying
does it
I'm
go?
not willing to try. It'd be fun to see.
How long? How long is it?
It's about 3 feet.
Son of a bitch. It's clearly not long enough to sneak behind him with it.
It has like a small hook on the side. He would explain that both of his legs have them. They're like an emergency system in case he's like falling from something to kind of grapple onto it. So it's not very long.
Fascinating. I still can't use that to strangle a fish with. I can try using my hands, but it's not as effective.
Can you even, like, in Cyber 6 kind of looks at the water, can you even strangle a fish? I mean, do they have a windpipe to choke off?
With a garrote cord, anything's possible.
I will take your word on it. I got two. He'll like reach into his other leg and pull another 3-foot cable out. It kind of holds them up, almost like he's someone who's like holding out their outturned pockets up.
Lucas shakes his head.
Well, let me ask this: does anyone have any ideas or anything you'd like to try at the moment?
Just somebody freaking give Lucas a weapon so he can try this thing.
What kind of what? Does it need to be something you strangle with?
No, not really.
I have a scythe.
I don't think that'll work too well.
I also have guns.
Lucas also has access to his own weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if he would bring. I know he brought the flutes. I don't think it would just work very well in this situation. I don't think he would bring the hand axe. Knife, maybe. I would flip a coin on that one. Oh wait, no, excuse me. Never mind. He has the shurikens. He could probably use one as a melee weapon. Never mind.
Can I suggest something out of character?
Sure.
Don't you have that super sticky bubble gum? Couldn't you
Yes.
put that to your hand, wave it through the ocean, and just snatch up a fish that way? The ocean, the lake.
Oh, just grab it with stickies? Yes, I can
Yeah.
probably do that.
Do that.
Yeah, that's my suggestion.
All
Out
right,
of
so
character.
Lucas will do that. He's going to use his bubblegum stickum to his hand, as his open palm, and then he's going to try to swim and try to get a fish via touch. I would like to use 2 skills with this.
Okay.
I would like to use swimming,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to use prowl.
Got it. I need one question answered first.
Okay.
How far or how deep are you planning to go?
Well, my plan is to go as far as to get a fish. So, I guess there would be a caution zone at a certain point.
So, because you can see fish, I mean, like you can reach down. The fish that are about the size of your hand, you could reach down, at like knee level and try. If you are looking for something bigger, you might obviously have to go deeper. That's why I'm wondering. It's about a half-mile lake, so you can go waist deep, shoulder deep, fully submerged. What are you thinking about here? What's in your mind? Because you said swimming, so I assumed you would not be touching the ground with your feet.
Right. So half-mile lake. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
That is a lot of options. All right. I'm just going to go semi-submerged. Like, I'm going to basically submerge myself, go, like, I don't know. I don't know distances very well in, like, this particular area. I don't know how shallow it is, how far out, nor how deep it is. So I'm just going to say far enough that it seems like I can actually swim in the area, but not so far that I'm just going to leave everyone and be stranded out there if something gets into trouble.
Got it.
Basically.
So I'd say a good 40 or 50 feet from the shore, you would be up to shoulder depth, which is really at what point you could start swimming well.
All right. I guess another 50, 40-ish feet from there.
Okay, so about 80-ish feet. About 80 feet out, yeah, definitely. You're the depth is more than enough to fully submerge you if you don't tread water. So go ahead and roll me swimming. And does your body armor have any penalties to such things?
No. It is the extremely light, like it doesn't exist body armor.
Got it. Okay, you rolled really well to swimming. And roll me the prowl with a minus. Make it harder by 15 because underwater is not exactly an environment you were trained to prowl in. So you can do it, but you're not used to it.
Yeah, ninja flunky.
Still not bad. Okay.
Wow. Way to make me eat my words, you ass.
When you start submerging and swimming, you find the consistency is exactly like water. And with the light of the sun, that's still about late afternoon up above you, you can see that the fish are bigger here. One that you're able to swim up really close to is probably about the size of it's probably a good 4 feet long. And it looks the same, just a bigger version of it, or perhaps an older version of what you saw in the shallows. There's several of them here, and with that check, you're able to swim right up to it. Either it doesn't see you, or it doesn't perceive you as a threat enough to try and get away.
Okay. Definitely going to do a quick stick hand.
Okay. The second you reach out and stick hand, it starts thrashing. Did not expect that. Roll me an opposed strength check, please. What is your strength?
It's a 14.
All right. Add 1 to your strength. Okay. It actually takes you for a bit of a ride. You stick your hand to it, it just takes off like a bullet and drags you along with it. Everyone on the shore, or about 80 feet away or so, you can kind of see Lucas over there swimming. You can see where the water is
Go on.
breaking the surface. And then all of a sudden, there's just this thoop. And it's like he's dragged like in the Jaws movie, like he's dragged to the right.
Well, that's about right for this place, Xavier says. He looks to Hart, who has power armor on. Maybe you should make sure he's okay.
Hart,
I can't swim.
Give me a second, actually. I need to re-verify this. I don't think this thing's capable of going underwater. Not possible underwater. Being submerged for more than 5 minutes can cause severe damage. Experimental systems react badly to water, blowing out the chariot configuration and transforming the ability of the armor. So
Well,
she'll
that's shitty power armor.
she'll
You have
shrug
bad
and she'll
power
say,
armor, Hart.
she'll like crouch down, put her arm around her knee, and start doodling in the sand, saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't know we were gonna need to go underwater."
Thoughts, ideas, quick, as we watch Lucas get dragged by this fucking fish.
Okay, so
Assuming this is out of in character, excuse me.
Yes.
Okay.
Lucas is being dragged around underwater by this fish.
Yeah. Pretty much.
How big is
You can't see the fish. You can't even necessarily see most of Lucas. What you see is the parts of Lucas's body armor that break the surface now sliding across the surface at a great speed.
Okay, so it's strong. I was thinking of using telekinesis, but I need line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a rope or anything. So I can't even like try to lasso him, which I don't even have the roping skill. So there you go.
All right.
Anyone else got any
tell
ideas?
Tell you what, I need to run to the restroom real quick. So why don't we take a quick break? You guys can think things over a little bit, and I'll be right back. Uno momento.
So if this is out of character talk, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, out
So-
of character, I'm just like, my character's not strong enough. I'm 99% sure I don't have swim. Yep, I don't have swim. If I go in there, I mean, my body armor will give me oxygen for 6 hours, but then you're gonna need to help 2 people.
Yeah. I'm not good at swimming. I don't have the swim skill. I have a negative 25% to swim because of this body armor. So that's a thing.
So this is technically not a problem because I'm stuck to this thing for quite some time.
So maybe we should just, guys, honestly, maybe we should just follow Lucas and see where it takes him.
Sure.
Like,
Let's do
everyone
that.
just gets into the van. It
Yeah.
can go 35 miles per hour, and we'll just follow it. Eventually, it's gotta get fucking tired, right?
Uh-huh. It's true.
I think that's our best plan, and it'll move things along a bit.
Yeah, I like that. I like that plan.
Hooray!
Are you gonna die, Piph?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah, 'cause I can't swim either, and I have nothing other than just electrocuting the water, which I don't particularly want to do.
Fair enough.
Unless, like, I don't know, lightning will hurt you in the power armor, I'm assuming.
Depends on if it's MDC.
Yeah.
Both electricity is MDC.
And yes.
Hmm.
Short answer, yes. Long answer, hell yes.
Uh-huh.
It's just 2d6.
1 MDC is enough to kill a person without armor. So when you say 2d6 MDC, you mean 2d6 dead people.
Yeah, 2d6 dead people.
Cool.
So I can do one of two things. I can either try to raise it out of the water to cut its momentum, or, since I'm seemingly breaking the surface, or two, try to hit it to either kill or knock it out.
Well, if you can actually, get it above water to stop its momentum and then keep it above water, then it will die on its own.
Well, that takes a while for fish to die above water.
It's true.
And that's kind of a slow death.
It would also be very difficult to do if he can't find purchase on something.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you could. I mean, I think theoretically, if you're strong enough, you might be able to kick your legs to do it. But I'm just thinking of the mechanics of such a thing.
Yeah.
You might need to have synchronized dance skills.
Oh,
Or whatever
so
that
Squee.
was.
I have dance.
Squee.
Combined dance and
yes.
swimming.
So we have decided to not help Lucas and get in the van and follow him.
Yes.
Okay,
Because
go
hold
on
on.
water.
Hold on.
No,
We're
along
not-
the side of the lake.
Yeah, along the side of the lake, but eventually it should
Something
tire
will
itself out.
Yes.
Right, makes sense. And I was actually saying that. I mean, technically, hover vehicles can go over water. So, but yes, on the side of the lake. Got it. So you guys get back on that. And you start following it because this thing is fairly fast, but it's not 35 miles an hour fast. So, you're definitely able to keep it in sight as Lucas, you're dragged. Lucas, how do you have? What are you doing to try and prevent? If you are trying to prevent this joyride,
Trying to steer it more towards the surface, it would probably be the best option, if not being able to try to jerk up my hand to do such things.
okay. Sure. I'm trying to think here. I honestly think that would just be another opposed strength check. I can't imagine what else it would be
Well,
as you try and overpower it.
I would also imagine that this fish, it could be like super strong and I just don't know it. But I would imagine that it's going to have a hard time dragging freaking my weighted ass
Right.
around.
Right. And I will say this: you felt, when you have a contest of strength, you can kind of gauge the difference between being stronger than something, it being stronger than you, and then it just outclassing you. You can kind of tell the difference here. This thing is probably not stronger than you are. It's just in its element.
Right.
So, you could conceivably think that this is possible. This is not like you're trying to fight something that's just so much stronger than you. There's no chance. You could resist on it. It's just that first moment, whether it was through surprise or the fact that it's in its element, it managed to drag you.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to try again, and your character does know that there would be a reasonable chance for success here.
Okay.
To guide it upwards. So go ahead and roll me another opposed strength check. And remember, add 1 to it. There you go. All right. You are actually able to kind of guide it upwards. So you guys on the hovercraft can see Lucas with a fish that's about 4 feet long, a pretty decent-sized fish, break the surface of the water and begin thrashing about. All right.
I would love to communicate with him, but I think I'm trying to still keep position, and I don't think I can get to my radio from at this point.
Got it. So I'm trying to think here. Are you basically just trying to tire this thing out, right?
Yeah, especially stop his momentum so he's not dragging me around. So I may be able to win this tug of war.
Got it. So honestly, just keeping it towards the surface and letting it thrash around, swim around for a few minutes, you can tell that it is starting to tire. It obviously can't shake you. It can't lose you. Its main form of defense is to outrun its opponent. Cannot do such things. Kind of stuck to you.
You have no feet. Oh,
so
also stuck.
I would say after about 3 minutes of it just taking you for a merry little swim, roll me one more opposed strength check with a +1, please. Wow. Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So after Lucas decides that this is enough,
I had my fun.
you are able to get back to shallow enough water where you can stand and lift it above the water. And at that point, a 4-foot fish is still powerful. This is a very powerful creature. You're able to keep it above the water and control it. And at this point, basically do what you would like.
I want to go back to the land, please.
Okay. So overall, this thing dragged Lucas probably a good 200 feet down the shoreline. So you're not that far from where you started. Lucas, you see him eventually get purchase and lift the fish up above the water and then walk back towards you guys with the fish wiggling as much as it can. It's very clear that Lucas has a firm... not a firm grip on it. He's got the best grip. He can't lose his grip. As he is able to bring a 4-foot, pretty substantially sized... This fish, Lucas, this fish is probably, a good 30 pounds.
Jeez.
Pretty
All right.
good-sized fish.
3 pounds for 4 feet?
Yeah, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It is long and narrow. It's not like a huge trout-like fish.
I was like, 4 feet's huge. I'm going to grab that thing. And I'm like, it's 35 pounds. I'm like, what? 4 feet? That's pretty impressive.
But with this latest catch, Xavier will say, well, a little unorthodox, and we thought we'd never see you again, Lucas, but looks like we got our fish. Now we just have to figure out how to lure out a giant candy worm, tame it, and then ride on its back. And Xavier just realizes the more he speaks, the more outlandish this is all sounding and difficult.
How are we supposed to tame one of those things?
I don't know.
With a crystal!
They have acid that can melt things.
Yeah.
Why were we taking advice from a thing that called itself insanity?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that might have been our first mistake.
But
'Cause
the
he's
thing is,
programmed
like,
to do that.
It's true. But like, how are we supposed to get to these mountains without this worm? Like, I mean, the eclipse and the hover thing is great, but I mean, we don't have much chars left.
Okay, well, I don't want to go into this completely half-cocked, Xavier says. So, let's be realistic
Yeah, live
here.
a little as his arm is flapping with the fish.
Okay, so
Flapping,
you'll
flapping.
tame, you'll attempt to tame or provoke or calm this gummy worm monster thing?
Lucas thinks for a second. Yes.
We play a nice little song, Xavier says sarcastically. Although that might work.
That might actually work.
And Xavier say, all right, then, this is the land of insanity and candy, so this is a perfect place for Lucas. So, sure. All right, let's just... You know what might have lured those things? There was a big auditorium, you guys were playing that game. There's a lot of people. Maybe these things are attracted by noise. Maybe if we make as much noise as possible, we might attract one of those things here. Then Lucas can give it this fish, work his magic, so to speak, and we might get out of this.
Yeah.
What should I do with this fish?
I'll keep a hold of it until,
Should we kill it?
Yeah, probably. That might attract a smell for the worm. Make some
That's a good
noise.
point.
Lucas?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and kill the fish for you, if I can.
Hart kind of goes off to the side. Goes, do we need to cook it? Do they eat like raw fish?
I'd imagine they do.
I doubt they cook it themselves.
Yeah.
Ace goes like, but I can make it way more delectable.
Well,
Okay.
if you think you can, sure. Do you have like a campfire and all that? The materials and stuff you need?
The Cyber Six kind of looks around him. You mean like things that would burn? Because he just kind of motions around to all the wrappers.
Oh god, that's plastic. You don't burn plastic.
Really? They look mostly paper to me, but no. And he kind of reaches down and it's like, oh, well, paper, plastic, metal? Metal. This one's metal. There's metal wrappers here.
How do you uncover a metal? Anyways, here, why don't we let the little chef man do his thing. I'm sure he could figure out something to do. We need to kill the fish first, and then we need to make a loud noise. And
Excuse me.
what?
I'm you.
Okay. You can do all the cooking and stuff. That's your job.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Yeah, I think that's the best plan that we have. Let's kill the fish.
All right. Yeah, you don't have to roll for it. You kill the fish.
Okay, we kill the
Good job.
I rolled
This
to
kills
kill
the fish.
It is SDC creature. It is dead now.
R.I.P. fish. We
Yeah.
hardly knew you. What was its name and backstory? Quick, tell me.
Its name was
I
Gonzalez.
changed my mind. Don't tell me. Gonzalez?
Gonzalez.
No, now I'm intrigued again. Tell me once more.
His name was Gonzalez. He had almost graduated law school. He was going to be a lawyer because his parents wanted him to, but in reality, he wanted to be a denture maker because
Fish.
none of the fish he knew had teeth, and he wanted.
All right, this story has gotten stupid again. You may continue with the adventure.
My NPCs are marvels. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. All right.
No, here's the peach.
Okay, so Asu has a cooking skill.
That is
I would say
correct.
it would not be too hard for you guys to set up a campfire. You could probably weed out. Well, actually, yeah, that actually might be more difficult than you might think. How would you do a fire? How would you want to do a fire?
Well, I can do it the easy way or the hard way.
So what is the easy way?
Well, I have a particular spell that allows me to throw napalm.
Mm-hmm. So what's the
That-
hard way?
I'm clearing out a specific area, trying to find paper to then accumulate into a small particular pit, then actually find fire and light it, and then use that to actually be able to cook with.
I will let you know, because I was just thinking about this. There's plenty of paper wrappers, that's not a problem. But paper wrappers burn so quickly that you would have to pretty much constantly shovel them into the fire to keep it going.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking about that. Paper wrappers probably not the best source for a campfire, unless you
It
want
will
to
be a
spend the
large
whole-
fire, but very, very quick one.
Yes. But like you said, you do have another option, so that's more than you could definitely clear a spot. You would find that towards the shore of the lake, there is not dirt, but definitely bedrock. So it looks as though the wrappers themselves lay upon a bedrock landscape.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how long this may go. It's napalm, so
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that it would go for a while because napalm burns for a very long time.
Yeah, I would assume so, especially if you kind of were using the spell as like a small cook area type thing. Yeah, I would say, just to keep things simple, it would fit your purposes for a campfire. So have Ace, you go ahead and roll a cooking check. You guys have knives and stuff to clean it and the like. If he is cleaning it, I don't know if that's his plan.
Let's find out.
Well, he succeeded by a sexy number.
Oh yeah, it's stripped.
What?
So you guys see as this, I just got it. All right. You guys see as a little clay golem begins to expertly prepare the fish, and as he starts cooking it over the fire, doesn't take but 10-15 minutes before it starts actually, for any of you who don't have your body armor fully on, starts smelling pretty damn good.
Poor Lucas will never know.
Why can you not smell?
He
Not
has
with his
body
power
armor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Go ahead.
no, I got nothing.
Okay. Asu, so still, such a large fish is going to take some time to cook. Probably about 20 minutes into the cooking process, you all start hearing a shifting. It sounds like it's in the distance, almost like it's a shifting of sand or something, and it starts getting louder and louder, and you begin to see that the wrappers to the east of you are bulging upwards, almost in a wave coming towards you. It's probably a good few hundred feet out at this point.
See. Oh, sorry. Be right back, real quick.
Do you guys want to do anything? You're just gonna
Give me a second.
Mhm.
I am currently making sure that my PP usage is being accurate for how many spells I've casted.
I understand. I appreciate it.
So let's see. So there's a large thing coming at us. We're still not entirely sure what this thing does. We're told that it tames one particular beast and whatnot. But how is another question?
Well, no. To be fair, so you guys understand, that artifact doesn't tame anything. It allows you to store a living creature within it. But I did tell you guys that it can do so willingly or unwillingly if it fails a save. But the device itself doesn't tame anything. It just stores a living being, like a Pokeball.
So we now need to. So we're going to try to tame this thing because even if we re-release it, it will still not be tamed.
Correct. That part is not like a Pokemon, as far as you know.
So we would still need the ability to tame it. How do we tame it? I'm not a tamer. I don't think the large man told us about taming.
He didn't mention anything of that nature.
He said to just kind of use it.
Is anyone else here besides Piph?
Yeah, just thinking.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that I hadn't like lost everyone or anything.
I just really have no freaking idea how we're supposed to do this. Because there's only one possible skill that I might have, and I have no doubt that it won't work. It will not work. And that is seduction.
What did I come into?
I have no idea.
Seducing and why?
Nothing.
I'm just gonna seduce the gummy worm.
Like we're having a conversation about how are we supposed to tame this thing, because we need to tame it in order to use the necklace thing and all that. I said I have no idea how I'm supposed to do anything.
My thought is simple. If the necklace is magical, we feed it as it goes. As someone reaches out to feed the damn thing, the other person puts the necklace on it. Or wait, do you wear the necklace and you control it, or do you put the necklace on the being?
Yeah, and I was telling them as you left, what the lava guy or the gentleman said didn't say anything about the necklace itself being able to tame something. It can merely store a living creature. Now, if the living creature is willing,
yeah, that's right.
If it's willing, then it can do it as much as you want. If it's unwilling, it has to make a save to resist.
Oh, sorry, I thought there was another necklace. I know what necklace you're talking about now. The Pokeball necklace. Or really, you know what that is? That's a fucking smuggler's wet dream necklace right there. So, we can never let that go.
It's true.
So, my idea is simple then. Basic animal, you tame it with food. So we might need more than one fish, or give it bits of fish. I don't know. Lucas says he's going to tame it, so I'm leaving it up to him.
Okay.
I can help you out of character, pitch some ideas, but like, I wasn't kidding when Xavier was like, "This is kind of crazy."
Yeah, I have no idea, honestly.
Well, yeah, because like Lucas knows nothing about.
Don't you have like exotic animal or something?
Hey, no, because horsemanship exotic is technically worse for what I wanted Lucas to do, was just ride exotic animals.
So do you have that?
I do have a horsemanship professional. That's a thing. And I can ride exotic things pretty darn well.
Oh, okay. Well, you're halfway there.
You know what? You're right. But last time I tried to get on something exotic that was even partially the strength of this thing, it almost broke my character, so that's interesting.
That's the way there. Well, you give it fish while it's eating, then you get up on it.
Yeah, the only thing I could do is paralyze it, but that's only temporary. It doesn't help us move it.
Yeah.
That
doesn't help us tame it.
Well, technically, if we want to go through that route, we could, but I don't think that would help my plans at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. So, you guys are still welcome to kind of discuss your plans. You would have had time to discuss this beforehand.
Oh my god, there is an actual skill in New West. Breaking/taming a wild horse.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Of course, of course, of course, of course.
Neat.
So here's an important question. As this thing is approaching, you do have some time to respond and react and the like. But where was everyone while ACU was cooking the fish? Because he hadn't finished yet. As far as I understand, he hadn't prepared it to the point where you guys were ready to set the trap yet, or whatever the taming gift. I'm not sure I'd call it a trap just yet. Depends on what you guys decide to do. So would you all still be there around the fire? Would it just be ACU there? What would be the general status quo at the moment?
Well, we should be away from the trap, with the exception of Lucas, who'll have to try to get on this thing quickly. So, I don't know. Why do I always have to? Okay.
You don't have to come up with the idea. We're just thinking right now.
Yeah. What I'm going to probably do for this is, I'm going to try to ride it. I don't know if that's going to work or not, because last time was kind of shifty, but I'm really hoping that I can ride something. So I'm going to try it again.
I would like to try and ride it too, or at least help, because I have a horsemanship skill.
I would say that kind of skill you could definitely try as well. I don't know how you would aid another.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but you can
But
try
we're
as well.
wasting time.
That's
It's
right.
true, but
so
we're still
Alright.
talking through this.
Mhm.
So second plan is, we can either continuously feed, or Lucas can try to jump on it and try to lull it with one of his songs of whatever it may be. A lullaby, maybe.
Try that.
It's not the best idea, but I don't think any of these are going to be the end-all, be-all, will definitely work idea, so...
Yeah. We don't really have that many ways to get fish easily.
That is also true.
So that's a big thing.
What do you think, Mackenzie?
I really don't know what I can do right now.
Yeah, it's...
Dance at it? Like, I really don't know.
Anna
How-
will hand Lucas one of her lava grenades and then run to
Tessa.
hide. Tessa. Tessa will give you one of her lava grenades.
Okay.
Huh.
Question,
Just-
Squee.
Is
How heavy are these fish?
about 30 pounds.
30 pounds. Okay.
Mhm. Probably about 25 now that it's been gutted.
No. The fish before it was gutted was about 30, right?
It was about 30, right?
Okay. Is there any way to get any line of sight while not being into the water
You mean of the fish?
of the fish that's in the water?
Yeah, sure. I mean, worst comes worst, you could bury yourself in the wrapper dunes.
Okay, what you guys should do is actually take the still cooking fish, get on the hover thing, and move. So we're actually like moving with the giant beast thing.
Okay.
And gives us more time to try to tame it before it may just kind of go back into the earth, or
That could work.
have his attention elsewhere, basically. So this will give us more time, hoping.
Yeah. I was
Cross
actually
fingers.
thinking we could possibly get a bunch more fish if we can get line of sight, and if both Anna and myself kept using telekinesis and just pull the fish right out of the water. Put it on the shore. Pull the fish out of the
Sure.
water, pull it on the shore. Pull another fish
And
out
I'll
of the water.
smack
put it
him
on
with the
shore.
rock. Waka!
Yeah, just get a whole bunch of fish.
And try to just please it with food. We can definitely do that as well.
So
why don't we do that?
that's definitely possible. You would have to go out about 40 feet into the water to get to chest level so that you could see the bigger fish. And from the shore, you can't see them. But if you get out, like I said, about 40 feet to where you're about shoulder high, then you're close enough to where they reside that you could probably see them and do what you're talking about.
Okay. Sure, I'll do that.
Okay.
But we still have the big thing flying at us. Should we just
Yeah.
get out of the
Could-
way and have him do his
Well,
thing?
I would say this. I would allow you guys, if that's the way you wanted to go, I would allow you to retcon a little bit, because that would have been something that would have been decided before you started cooking the fish, I would
Yeah.
think. So I'd be willing to let you retcon that a little bit for two reasons. One, telekinesis kind of makes it easy. As long as you spend the ISP, you can pretty much just plop the fish out. And two, I feel like that your characters would have had a plan of action before you started cooking.
Okay.
So, sure. Someone roll me, one of you two, Anna or Isaac, roll me
Mhm.
1d6, please.
Mackenzie, you do it.
I rolled a 1d5. 1 sec.
That's a 1d5. Okay.
Not much better.
Slightly better. Each of you spend the ISP for telekinesis, and these bigger fish are nowhere near as common as the smaller ones. You can each find one and get it up on the shore. So there's 3 fish.
Okay.
About the same weight. They're between 30 and 40 pounds, give or take.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
Yeah, that sounds
So you
good.
can have 3 fish.
Have 3 fish, cook them, gut them. Hopefully that should be enough. Then we can try and do the whole moving thing and try and please the worm that way. If it's still not taking, or if it's still not enough food for the worm, then we're going to need to move on to the music. Does that sound good to everybody?
Can we try to do both?
Sure, dinner and a movie, or dinner and a show.
All right, so that I'm clear as a GM, you guys are going to be putting the cooked fish on the back of the cart?
I think so, yes.
Okay. In this case, I would say that you have 3 fish as this, on the fire as this thing approaches. So you would have to move very quickly because this thing is coming at you while the fish were still being cooked.
Okay.
But you could probably load them onto the hovercraft, and then Xavier would just take off with them. And then where is Lucas and Isaac?
We can either be on the back of the vehicle, or we can try to get to a point where we can be on top of it to ride it. One
I'll
of the
be on
two.
top. I'll be on top. You be on the back, and you're doing the music. I'll get ready to jump on top. How does that sound?
On top of the creature?
Yes.
And I'm on the back of the vehicle.
Yes, doing the music.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Anna, Xavier, this sound like a plan?
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
Put into action.
So you very quickly load them onto the back of the hovercraft as the bulge starts appearing towards you. Isaac, you kind of run to the top of one of the dunes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because you said on top, so I'm assuming you're on top
I
of
was
a
thinking
dune.
on top of the vehicle.
Oh, on top of the vehicle.
Because there's a
Oh,
roof to this.
yes. Got it. I understand now. Okay. So Lucas is in the back. Isaac's on top. You guys start driving off. As you start driving off, about once the bulge is within about 30, 40 feet, bursting through the dune of wrappers is one of the worms of sour, very similar to what you saw in the town. Maybe a little smaller in size. It's, from what you can tell, it's at least 100 feet long. Very large, all things told, but probably a little smaller than the ones that attacked the arena. And it starts sliding its way around the dunes, catching up to your hovercraft. However, you'll notice this. It seems to catch up to the hovercraft easily enough, but when it gets to be about a good 15 to 20 feet away from it, it seems to match pace. And you see its eyes are looking at the cart, and its nostrils are flaring as if it's sniffing something. And it does this for a good 30 seconds or so. It's about 20 feet behind you, keeping pace with the speed of the hovercraft.
All right, somebody start throwing the fish towards it.
Driving the hovercraft.
I'm
Anna.
playing a flute.
Anna,
Yeah.
break up the pieces and start throwing it at it.
Okay. I don't know what if you want me to do a skill for that. If you do, I don't know what it would
No,
be.
I would say so. You start breaking off the pieces of it, and while you're trying to, I guess, use a knife or something to do it, as you're doing that, you hear, "Excuse me, are you gonna eat all of those?"
I'm sorry.
And,
what?
the gummy worm is opening its mouth and talking to you, because
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
because if you have too many, I mean, I don't want to
Throw it
impose.
in its mouth.
You throw it in its mouth, it immediately stops and raises up about 20 feet in the air, and its mouth is closed and is chomping. And then,
Yeah, let's
and then it starts catching
yeah,
up
I'm gonna
again.
slow down. I'm gonna
Okay.
slow down, not stop, because this thing could just be like, or I'll just eat you. Nom 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 nom.
Right,
So
you
I'll
just
just slow down to like 10 miles per hour.
All right. It eats it, and then it kind of starts catching up slowly, and it gets within about 20 feet again. It says,
Oh my God, what is
sorry.
going on? You scream.
We're having
you
a
dropped it.
conversation.
You dropped a piece back there. I couldn't find it."
That's because it landed in
Throw
your
another piece
mouth.
in its mouth.
What? No. Oh, is that where it went?
We have more fish. Do you want to come with us? Look,
Okay.
we need
that
to.
sounds like
we
a
need to
multi-layered
go.
question.
We need to go to these chocolate mountains. We've been
What?
told that you and other worms know the way.
Oh, the Chocolate Mountain. And his head nods vigorously. Oh yeah, I know the way.
Okay, look, we have fish. We have a show. Would you be interested in eating the fish and then letting us ride on your back and taking us over there?
Or just lead us there. We don't even need to go on your back. Just be our guide.
We might need to go on his back. It's a long way if I know horizons any well.
Okay. Well, hang on. Can we stop for a second? This is a little. Oh, actually, no. You're only going like 10 miles an hour, so he's
Yeah.
just leisurely following behind you. And he's
This
like,
is like him walking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
If he had like,
he goes, okay. That was a lot of questions. Let's take one at a time. Yes, I would like some more fish. If you don't plan.
I love this guy. Can we keep him?
That's the idea.
Do you think he'll fit in our ship?
We have the thing that could take
We have
him.
the Pokeball.
Oh my God!
Yes.
All right, sorry. Please continue.
Well, but we can't talk to him at the Pokeball.
We'll take him out
We
to
don't know
talk to
this.
him. And then
We don't know this.
We don't know this.
Anyway, sorry, he's answering our questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, I would like some more fish. Yes, I do know where the mountain is. Riding on my back, that's it's a bit forward, I think. Don't even know your names.
I'm
Just kinda-
Isaac.
Oh. Hello, Isaac.
And he's going to quickly point to every single member and say their names. This is Anna, Lucas, Xavier, there's Hart, there's Tessa, and this is... Oh god, as a player cannot remember her name. She just repaired my helmet.
Oh, Elisa.
Elisa, thank you. And this is
And
Elisa.
Cyber 6.
And Cyber 6. I forgot Cyber 6.
Oh.
And Kid.
Oh.
And Kid.
Nice to meet you. My name... well, the only one I've ever heard from you guys is, and Run. I guess Run. That could be my name. I hear that a lot.
That's a
How
lame
about
name.
Ryan?
Yes,
Ryan?
Ryan.
No, I've never heard them say that before.
But it's
Yeah,
like
well-
Ryan
Name
with
now.
a Y in it. Like, why are you talking? Hence, Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I thought about just taking the fish without asking, but that'd be rude. So I thought I would talk
We'll call
to
you Polite Ryan.
Polite
Ryan.
Ryan.
Sure. That's fine.
Polian.
No, okay,
that's-
Isaac, no.
Let's not be
No.
ridiculous.
So, all right. So you're trying to get to the mountain.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I mean, the
We need
giants at the bottom are pretty nice and all, but the guy that lives at the top, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, we need to go and talk to the guy at the top. He is kind of a dick.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. And he kind of he's just eyeing the fish as he's like hesitantly
Throw him another
delaying
piece.
his.
Throw him another piece of fish. Come on, come on.
Oh, yes.
You throw him another piece of fish, and he starts like trying to. Oh, I could take it, Ramon. I think I could do that.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Is there anything we need to? Anything else we need to ask?
Well, so it's like what do you call it? Like a deal? I think it's a deal.
I got a question. Hey, how long is it from like here to the Choco Mountain?
So you know how like that thing, and he rises up 30 feet in the air and points his snout towards the sun. You know how it like starts like lifting up over there, and he points to the east, and then sets like over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 20 of those.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty far. These lands stretch on for quite a long time.
See, this is why I suggested the backtrack. See, I know it's very forward and probably one of those social faux pas to just ask on a first meal, but this thing we're riding on doesn't go so fast, and we'll probably take more of those things going back and forth. And also, I don't think you can go for like 20, maybe like 2.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no, well, so like the elders of our kind, they tend to tell us to, not commit to letting people ride you until you've gotten to know each other and spent some time together. But a lot of us younger ones, we're probably more open to casual riding.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my god.
I don't think
What
this
is
would be a
going on?
big problem or anything.
We're now dating a gummy worm? Casually?
I just it's a long journey though. Probably would need to bring quite a few fish.
Sure.
I mean, for you, of course.
Wow.
So
Yeah, of
you
course,
can-
of course.
We're-
Right. And he like nods vigorously.
Are there
It's
other
kind of weird
lakes
because he's
on the
nodding
way?
like. I'm sorry.
Are there other lakes on the way?
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, we
I
can
mean,
take a lake break and fish supply.
where
Yeah.
where else would you go swimming?
Exactly. We do love to swim.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
what were you describing his head as? Sorry.
It's kind of weird when he nods his head. It kind of makes ripples down his body, about halfway down his body.
Oh, jeez.
And he says, "Okay, so you're you small things.
That's
I've
us.
I've seen you. You
Yeah.
make these. They call them deals. You shake hands. I have no hands. Is that a problem? Is that like going to stop this from being a thing?
Okay.
No. A
How?
verbal agreement will be fine in this situation.
I have an idea.
Oh, good.
How about we throw you our last fish, and if you eat it, then it's a deal.
Well, that seems like a pretty loaded. I mean, I'm going to eat it. Oh, but I want to make the deal. So yes, sure. Let's.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Exactly. Throw the fish. No. 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 No.
And he starts chomping down on it, and he goes, "I don't know what Mom is talking about. You guys seem pretty nice,
Right?
Right?
yeah."
Wait, your mom
okay.
knows us?
Well, I mean, she doesn't like you, small things. Says that, well,
That's sizes.
okay. So, you know that Dick I was telling you about, the one that lives at the top of the mountain that we're gonna go to, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, see, he's got like some of us is like pets. He says disdainfully, and well, they're kind of jerks too, and they don't like you small things. And Mom says that's kind of like why you small things don't like us typically.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's confusing. Are you telling me that you guys don't like us because a little guy who then captured you guys as quote-unquote pets now don't also like us small people?
No, I like you. I like you a lot. I do. I look. No, they don't like. Wait. Yeah, pretty much what you just said. Yeah, and he'll start nodding his head again. I mean, except for me and others. Most of us, actually. Most of us have never. Yeah, I'd say most of us. It's really just them. Mostly, all of them.
Huh. All right, then.
Okay.
Well, since we have this deal, why don't we get things sorted and then we can be on our way?
Right. Sure. Sounds like a deal. A deal that we made, you and I, and you.
We
and
already
you,
made this
and
deal.
You, and you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, and he kind of like lowers his head to the ground, and he kind of closes his mouth and starts talking at the side of it. So I guess if you like just walk up the nose, to the back, could just oh.
Okay. Isaac will get down and climb on the worm.
Okay, I'm gonna be the last to climb on.
Look, Spade, one of the first. Let's do this.
As each of you climbs up, he just goes, "Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hi.
hello."
So you're telling me your parents don't like to name you? Or name your kind, I guess.
Oh, well, see, and he kind of lifts his head up as you all get on, and I want to describe as you get on his snout and his forehead are actually hardened. It's like a hardened shell.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past the kind of the ruffles here or the folds here, it actually becomes much springier. It's not like a gummy per se, but it is very springy and the
Almost
best way
like
to describe it is comfortable.
a comfortable gummy-like texture.
No, that's the weird thing. Not gummy so much as
okay.
Firm memory foam is probably the better way to think of it.
I see. Interesting.
And it's warm too. And as the last of you, Xavier, as you get up to his forehead, he'll lift his head up and he'll go, "Well, no, of course they name me, but we don't really like talk. We don't do the talking thing. We smell each other." That sounds weird. That sounds odd.
So you have a specific
odd.
name that's your smell?
Yes, that's it, he says, nodding vigorously. And Xavier, as you're still trying to climb to the top,
Oh, he's talking, yeah.
he goes, yes, just so. I have a smell name.
Huh.
A smame, you might say.
Is that a word?
No, no,
Oh.
it's not.
Oh, right. Well, we should probably get going.
Yeah, onward and upward.
So,
Mind if I smell your name?
sure. Okay. And he just kind of pauses for a second, and then
I'm
goes,
gonna cast sense magic.
Okay. Unfortunately, magic and pheromones are not the same thing.
I got a big nose.
You got a big nose. And he says, he's like, well, you got a big nose.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's not an insult. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Well, then, here we go. And he starts kind of weaving in and out of the dunes and starts picking up speed. And he does it slowly, but the wind starts kind of picking up around you, and it's kind of hard to gauge on a worm. But he's going at least 100 miles an hour by the time he turns back around his head and goes, how's it going back there?
I have zero idea, GM.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
I want to cry? Or hang on? Or die? Or
Yeah,
all
so the wind is pretty furious. It's not enough to knock you guys off, per se, but it is, like, enough that your eyes are kind of squinting and talking
armor.
into the wind. Is...
We have helmets.
Oh, that's right. So never mind. It's not that bad, then. I don't know getting you wearing body armor. It's not that bad. Because since he started the momentum gradually, there was no sudden shift. You don't really have too much trouble. The wind is pretty intense. Like, you have to concentrate to stay on, but other than that, you shouldn't have much of a problem. And he'll sit there and go, is that too fast, too slow?
We're good. I'm good.
Is it good for you? Okay, good. And he'll just turn back around for about 10 minutes or so, not saying anything, just kind of gliding through the dunes.
Would Lucas do anything at this point? Well, no, his stuff is on and packed away. Though he doesn't want to be antisocial to a new person, so he's probably not going to be listening to his tape at the moment.
Ooh. That's neat. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Sorry. Trying to... Never mind, keep going. I gotta look up the exact text for something, but just keep going, sorry.
Okay.
Lucas will most likely do small talk around about just the general sights that he's seen so far, and his want to continue to find out the wonders of this particular area, since he's generally new to here. As well as his, like, he's going to say, I'm also looking for, like, the biggest lollipop.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest lollipop.
Like, the biggest lollipop.
Well, I've seen... Well, I guess the Village of Giants at the bottom of the mountain might have it. I mean, they're pretty big. And if they make lollipops, I guess they would be pretty big.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, give me a second here. Elisa has a spell that will probably help you guys out, but I have to find the exact wording of
Okay.
it. Give me just 1 second, people.
My friend's trying to convince me to name this thing Ryle now.
Ryle? Ryle
Yeah.
works.
I was going to name him Scream.
Well, he could have many names. He doesn't care.
Boners.
What? What?
It was the name randomized in my what was that game?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah, one of the chickens were just just the already pre-done name, or just like, what would you like to name your stuff? And I'm like, give me a name. Boners. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, you're not allowed to name things anymore. Also, I'm very, very sorry. Just my freaking outdoor window. I'll be right back again.
Sure.
No worries.
Sorry.
Sorry, there's a spell. I just she has. I just didn't write down. I need to see if it basically stops when. I'm just gonna say for now that it does, because why not? The spell that she has is gosh darn it! Now I lost it. Sorry, give me a second.
Teleportation.
I'm sorry. No, it's a like a camping spell. Why can't I find this spell all of a sudden? Oh gosh. Whatever. I'll find it later. I'm not going to just stop all the more than we already have. She casts a spell which basically creates a bubble around you. That it basically makes the temperature 10 degrees cooler than it is outside. And makes it so that the wind is not fully blocked, but much reduced. The wall is semi tangible. So the wind inside it is more like a strong gust than 100-mile-an-hour torrent. And basically it's used as a magical, like, tent, more or less. It can fit all of you can fit in it if you sit close together.
Sweet.
So she will cast that, and that'll be pretty much the end of her PPE.
Just all of us sitting like next, like shoulder to shoulder in body armor on top of a gummy worm inside a bubble.
Pretty much.
Oh boy. Okay.
I would like to stay outside mainly because of the room, and I still want to just talk with this guy. I don't want to just have him just be like, oh, these guys are just going to now just, okay.
Oh, you can still talk. You can still.
We have 20 days to talk to him.
Yes.
Well,
And
and
I-
it doesn't stop sound or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're welcome to stay outside if you'd like.
I would like.
Okay. So you stay outside and you talk to him. He tells you basically over the course of, the next few days, actually, he tells you a lot about his people. He is, what you would consider middle-aged, for his race that lives to be about, Lucas, the best you can guess, somewhere between maybe 300 to 500 years. His way of telling time is not like yours at all.
Okay.
But you can deduce that about. And he's about, you're sure, pretty much over a century at least, old. Definitely not a kid, despite him saying things about mom. There are, all in all, the Worms of Sour tend to be, from his point of view, fairly peaceful and reclusive. They love fish. They are curious about the world around them. However, they tend to avoid humans because of the few that Dio has, and they cause problems, so humans typically fear them. So there were a few killed before he was born some time ago, and ever since then the order of the day is pretty much just don't go near them, don't mess with them. But he would say too that he loves fish, and he thought it might not be bad to ask, and look at that, made new friends.
Sweet.
I guess a specific question that I have some curiosity with, and I think Lucas would be curious enough to ask this particular question. So you're the worms of Sour. Or what is Sour?
Oh, well, that's where we're from originally, our world, before we were brought here.
Hmm.
Oh.
It was really before my time. I don't know too much about it. It's different from here, from what I was told. We were, well, I don't know exactly what it looked like. They said that there were trees. I don't know what that means, but there were trees, I think, is what you would call them. Big, bushy things. But we were brought here some time ago. Don't know why. It was kind of it was a very confusing time for our people, that's for sure. We got over it though. But that's where we're from. At least that's what I was told.
All right. Well, I guess we'll also talk a lot about adventures and things like that, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Really,
He seems
semi
very
self-praise, but also telling of tales of adventure.
he seems very curious about humans in general and the um your customs and ways and things like that. So he listens fairly intently.
Neat.
Mm-hmm. And with that, we'll pull out more narratively as the days start to tick by. He will typically stop at night near a lake, where he will either get fish or, well, from this point on, he can get the fish, but he requests very politely if AC will do that thing he did that made them smell so nice.
Oh, cook them? Oh, oh boy. I'm pretty sure that we
Sure,
can cook them.
sure, that thing. Can you do that again?
Oh, can I do that again? Absolutely. And do tell if you would like something in a specific sort of flavor profile.
Yes, I would like the flavor profile of that first day. Today.
Gossip.
Yesterday. Was it yesterday? Today.
It is.
That one. That one. That flavor profile or roundabouts would be nice. Thank you.
We can definitely try.
So basically every evening he'll stop by a lake and have fish. Do you guys at any point try the fish? ACU would let you know that it is safe. I mean,
Well,
a cook doesn't know what's safe and what's not.
I mean, we don't really have trail rations, as
Yeah,
far
I
as
was
I
wondering
know.
about that, and I'm like, wait, this fish, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to have fish.
Yeah.
All right.
I think.
It tastes fairly similar to tuna fish. It cooks very well. In other words, the texture of the meat when cooked is very nice, very kind of light and airy. Definitely filling. It's certainly something that you'll get tired of eating nothing but for 20 days. But if you had to eat something, that's not a bad way to go about it.
And probably 20 back.
I don't know. I don't know.
Guys, we can't keep him. He lives longer than us by a lot.
Oh, it's fine.
Finally found it.
No, that'll
It's
be like
okay.
a 6-year-old buying like a 1-year-old parrot.
Bloody sheltering force. Finally found it. Sheltering
Ha!
force is essentially a light force field that appears as semi-opaque, bluish-white dome. So, you guys have to sit pretty close together. But it can keep out the wind, insects, rain. But animals, peoples, and things of that can pass through as much as they please. If attacked, the sheltering force will stop 1d6 mega damage per attack.
Mhm.
That's it. There you go.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So she will use that each day as much as she can to kind of shelter you from the wind. Um, and really, like I said, we'll skip ahead a bit here because for 20 days, he is pretty much the only living thing that you see. And he'll explain too that there are living things here, but they typically tend to live below the wrappers, away from the heat. And they are very shy, so you don't see very many of them. But for a good 20 days, you see, it's almost like being on an ocean. Nothing but wrappers as far as the eye can see. And it's very easy to understand why people could fail the pilgrimage if they don't have a way across this, because on foot, without a proper guide or way of being able to tell where you are, you could very easily die out here.
Very easily, yeah.
So for 20 days, is there anything... Well, actually, I'll tell you what. How about this? We'll go ahead and end the session here. And then I'll drop like a random event table type thing. Because 20 days is a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll have you guys roll some dice next time.
Yeah.
Cool. I will also mention that I am probably going to be, within those days, going to, like, the first impressions were very important to make sure that he got some talking done and stuff like that, but he's going to eventually use that tape within the 20 days.
Mm-hmm. It takes
I guess I'm not going to know until time is up, but I would say probably day 2 or 3. I'm probably leaning towards more 3. He's probably going to start trying to use that.
Yeah. Basically, think of it, it takes about the same amount of time as it would to learn a scroll.
Okay, but with... how much attention do I need to do for this?
That is assuming that you give it undivided attention. If you have divided attention, say you have to listen through it twice and it's double the time.
Okay. So is this like a walkthrough, or is this like a just kind of mystic sort of thing that's happening?
So it is a little bit of both. It is a walkthrough of how to do it, but told more in a storybook format and more to the point, a rather condescending storybook format. Like, I'm going to teach you how to do this because I'm amazing.
Okay.
And it gives you all the information you need. However, there is a magical element to it because, like, for example, if Cyber 6 were to listen to it, he wouldn't hear anything at all. No, you hear gibberish. He would just hear only those with the ability to interact with some form of PPE ability would hear words at all.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So very similar to a scroll, but the scroll is not even of language, but...
Exactly. It is a scroll that you don't have to read.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, yeah. Hope you guys like the dragon well enough. I know you were planning hard. You were planning so hard on how you were going to tame it. I'm just like, well.
So my apologies. My freaking it's quite windy where I am right now. So I'm looking outside, and my fucking my chairs are blown off to one side. The like padding for it from it almost like flew off my balcony. So I had to like reach for it and like bring it inside and put the padding back on and everything, make sure everything was fine. So I'm sorry that took longer than anticipated.
No, it's fine. We pretty much ended the session with you guys. You're going to be traveling across the waste for 20 days. I did let them know that it became very apparent and clear why this is such a huge hurdle if you don't have a method or a way of getting across the waste, because it is like being on a sea. Cool. As far as, and we ended the session, and I'm going to make up a random encounter table for you guys to do a little bit of rolling next time as your journey towards Mount Choco.
Okay.
Neat.
I should stop the stream.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.